Alright, I wanted to show the window treatments since I now have them all set up, dialed in. The only thing that I would like to do is I'm going to caulk around the edge because there's a little light bleed through. But wanted to talk about the Lutron shades. Just so you know, these things will darn near make you have a heart attack when you find out how much they cost. You know, hindsight being what it is, I probably shouldn't just done a solid door. Could have saved myself a few $1,500 or so for this door, but it is nice to have the ability to open up the windows. And I didn't do a particularly great job of painting these, but anyway, they look decent enough because most of the time they're closed. And so we have the 3 windows. The total, and I'll post up in ABS forum the listing, but the total for these was like $5,400 for the 3 windows. So I know I had a budget of like $1,800 or $2,000 in my head, and it just got crazy. So if I could do it all over again, I'm not sure I would, but these are pretty incredible. I chose the darker finish and wanted to show you how how they work. Just in wrapping up the discussion on the home theater. So we have a Lutron Caseta system. So here, this is the, this is lighting control, so I can dim. Now these are LED, and this is one of the problems with LED is dim, dim, little dim, and then off. So they don't dim as much as you like. And then then there's just an instant off, which isn't what I prefer. But anyway, it was a lot easier than putting cans up in the ceiling, and they sort of do the job. And then of course we have a separate control for the blinds or the drapes or whatever you want to call it. And then I have it set up so that as the drapes lower, the lights dim. So certainly I can hold the button down, or I could simply, and you can't really see very well, I could simply turn them on or off. And so notice how quiet they are. I mean, that's what you're ultimately paying for. They're battery powered. And they take, what, 15 seconds to completely go up. And then I have my Caseta wireless system over here behind one of the acoustic panels that allows me to do, to have it so that I can control everything wirelessly. So that's the Lutron lighting system completed. Or I'm sorry, not lighting system, but Lutron drape system completed. I do get a little bit of light bleed through up at the top. I get the sense that the company that I use, they don't do these very often, and they really didn't know what the heck they were doing. So anyway, we eventually figured it out. Put this little extra piece of metal that they had fabricated in order to finish it off and cover it as much as possible. But for $5,500, not quite what you'd expect quality-wise, but I'm over it. It's done. It works. I'm going to eventually turn the hinges around on the door and have the door open outward. So we'll do that at some point. But for now, this is what we got. And works pretty well. So what happens when the force pulls you back, your foot naturally comes off the gas. You have to keep your foot to the floor.